Hi, welcome to Glayonse Pinky Talk Show. My name is Glayonse Pinky, and I have my guest here today. Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to my fans?
Hi, I'm Marissa Williams.
Nice to meet you, Melissa. What do you do for a living? If you want to say a little bit about yourself.
I work with youth that were sexually trafficked and sexually exploited.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And at the same time, you're a student, right? Yes. What are you majoring?
Psychology.
Okay. That's good. Good for you. So today we are gonna discuss a few things here and there with Melissa. So Melissa, I thought about this topic about foster care, and I would love you to tell me what's foster care. Somebody maybe who's watching doesn't understand what's foster care, and how does it go around? What it is.
It's care that kids that either don't have parents or their parents aren't fit to care for them. There's this system that's broken, but they place kids either in adopted homes, usually foster homes first, but a lot of foster homes are full, so I had to go to juvenile detentions until a foster home opened up, or group homes. So.
Wow. So, by any chance, were you a foster child in your life?
Yes.
You were?
For 9 years. Yes.
9 years. Either you say the experience that you had there, or maybe tell us a little bit about experience that you went through, or or you hear about it, about foster care.
It's really hard to find a home that's
fit for you.
Yes. I moved to 22 foster homes in 9 years.
22.
So, yes. And
wow.
They try to place siblings together, so I was placed with my brother, court ordered, and a lot of the foster homes wanted to keep me and not him. So so I was forced
they wanted to separate you two.
Yes.
And wow. How hard was that?
That was hard. Once my brother turned 18, then I found a foster
That's
home.
When you found him? After 18?
No, we were together, but he turned 18. Then I found a foster home that I consider my family.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, all these 22, I'm very sure you are different kind of, people with their different character. Do you have any home that you really liked, family that you liked, and you felt I should keep them, but then, according to rules and whatever, they had to move you to another one? Do you have a voice? That's what I mean. Do you have a voice? Did you like any family that you were taken care of when you were a foster child?
Yes, it was my 4th adopted home. Pre-adopted, so you're in foster care with them until they decide if they want to adopt you or not. And that one I really enjoyed, but my brother ended up getting locked up somewhere else, so I ended up moving to a different foster home. And then my foster mom ended up passing away, so I couldn't move back with them.
Couldn't move back with them.
Yeah. But my last foster home, I consider them family, and I still
contact with them.
Yeah, I still attend family gatherings. And,
So, as a foster child, do you ever know your biological father or your biological, mother or parents? You know what I mean? Do they let you guys communicate? Do you have a connection with them?
Unfortunately, my parents weren't fit to be parents, so
they're the
reason why they're the reason why I was placed, because they weren't good parents. A lot of kids are placed in foster care and don't know their parents, or it's court ordered. You cannot know your parents until you're 18. There's a big file that you have
that explains the reason why,
and you can't see that file until you age out of foster care, which is 18.
What? Do you feel that's okay? Now, since you're over 18, do you feel it's okay for people to go through that? No. You know what I mean? A parent, I'm a parent, I can make a mistake. And I think I would like to have a second chance of my child, because I've seen, videos, I've talked with people. Some people regret for little things. Sometimes they leave the child in the car, sometimes they leave the child at home. Once, twice. Once they learn their mistake, they feel they should get a second chance of taking their kids. You know what I mean? Do you feel like once the government takes these kids, they don't give those parents a second chance? Do you feel it's okay?
It depends on the parents. Mostly people of color don't get second chances, but if you're a white parent, you more likely have multiple chances. My mom had 4 chances versus my dad had 1 chance.
So your dad is black and your mom was white.
Yes.
So she had higher chance of having you back than your dad.
Yes.
But then at the same time, if they are together, then more 0 chances of you guys going back to your parents.
Correct.
Okay. Did that affect you?
Growing up, yes. I guess being a mixed kid, so not a lot of foster parents wanted mixed kids. Like, you can choose the kids that you have coming into your home certain ages, and they get a monthly stipend. So if you're Native American, your monthly stipend is more money, and if you're a troubled teen, you get more money for that teen. And
I didn't know.
If you're a baby, you get more money to take care of a baby. So
wow.
Yeah. And I had a foster home that I was no longer a troubled teen, so they decreased the stipend, and I had a foster home that said if they didn't get the full amount as what they were getting, they no longer wanted me, so I moved to a different foster home. So there's people that are in it just for the money.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. There's some homes that have like 7 kids just stuffed in the house just for
wow. Do you think they usually go and check? Like 7 kids in one house? That's a lot.
Social workers are very overwhelmed, and they usually have like 12 kids under their care, and they're supposed to like check on them weekly or every so often, and there's no way they can care for everyone and check up on everyone.
Wow. Sometimes, it's kind of a very sensitive topic because there are decisions that some foster parents take over, teen kids. You're turning, you're a teenager, and then you are going through, puberty. Some parents make major decisions, and that affects these kids. Do you think it's a good thing that they end up doing that? I feel like if the child is 10, you should talk to them and know if this is okay for them, because there are things that they make major, I don't want to mention, but major decision. Do you think it's a good thing that they usually do? Like, I can say like a boy, they castrate the boy, so he's not going to make no babies. They do a lot of things like that. What do you think? It's a good thing that they do it, or they shouldn't? They should make these kids have their own decision.
Yes, kids definitely should have their own decision. I was put in adopted program, so basically you have no say if someone wants to adopt you till you're age 16. And so I met 5 adopted homes that wanted to adopt me, and like I said earlier, they didn't want my brother, so I never got to be adopted.
So some people stay on foster care until they're 18, and some people get adopted.
Some stay till they're 21. Like, I was state ordered because my parents passed away when I was young. And so once I turned 18, if I was in college full-time or working full-time, I got the monthly stipend a foster parent would get to pay like my expenses for like rent and stuff. So I was in foster care until I was 21.
So since you lived in a foster care home, do you have any idea what qualifications someone can qualify? Like me, I want to adopt kids, I want to have a foster care. Do I qualify? So what's the qualification? Do you know an idea of what makes somebody qualify for foster care?
They have to do a thorough background check, which is how the foster care system failed me, because if they would have done a nationwide background check on my father, I would have never been placed with my father and never would have had to be put in foster care in the first place. But he was placed as a foster parent, but my biological father, and they only did a background check in that state and not nationwide. So they need to be more strict about the nationwide, because you can have charges in a whole other state and not the state that you're currently living in.
That makes so much sense, because in my life, I've met people from different places, and they say I was born in North Carolina, but I was adopted. I was placed here in foster care in Minnesota, like a lot, and I'm like, how did you find yourself here? People from Kansas, they're like, I was born in Kansas, I was born in Texas, but I was placed on a foster house here in Minnesota. So you are kind of taken away far from your parents, whereby if they do the way you said, state check, the kid might not end up to a foster home.
Right. Like I was born in Wisconsin, but I lived in Minnesota
All of your
over
life.
Minnesota.
So they kept on moving you from one foster home in Minnesota, still in Minnesota. They never took you back.
Correct.
To be adopted where you were born.
Right.
And according to the rules and laws, Wisconsin, they are not too tight on foster care and foster home with the parents. Understand? I hope somebody who's watching will learn something. So, as I said, it's kind of a challenge. What do you think the keynote that you're gonna say to someone who is watching, someone who is already in a foster care, or maybe someone who has gone to a foster care, or someone who is going through the same, or maybe like an encouragement, or maybe a word, or maybe a comfort word you're gonna say to someone who is watching? Some people, they don't understand what's a foster care. So
I would say definitely for the kids that are in foster care, the grass isn't greener on the other side, so it might look like other foster parents are better, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors. So stick with your foster parents, but also if you don't feel comfortable or you would like to talk to your social worker, don't hesitate to talk to them and find a new home, because your forever home could be somewhere else.
That's so true. So I guess at this time we're gonna finish up this. As she said, on the other side of the world, it looks greener, but it's not that green. So don't get too excited, and be nice to your foster parents, so that you can grow up and be someone. And there's hope. It's just a process of life. Today you are living on a foster care. Tomorrow you'll be living with your parents or your family. Next time I think we will more talk. I will bring Melissa back again. We talk about, because you're going to school for a psychology. We talk about psychology and how the healing process happens, and what you should do when you go through a lot of tough situations. So thank you for watching today. Do you want to say anything again before I close?
Nope, I'm good.
So thank you for now. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.